Could you imagine the airlines changing their policies again? Only this time it was based on how much you weigh. Their policies states This policy would state that a person of average weight pays an average price for a ticket. Underweight people get a discount, and overweight people pay extra. What are your thoughts on this? I think that airlines should never start charging by the pound instead of by the seat. It's inaccurate, it's discriminating, and it's bad for business. First of all, it's inaccurate. Personally, my husband, he's 5'6" and he weighs 165 pounds. If you knew him, you'd know he wears a 30-30 pants. He wears a small in t-shirts, and he's all muscle. According to the CDC.gov, their BMI chart, he is at a 26.6, which is considered to be overweight. A normal range for weight is 18.5 to 24.9, and this says that's about 115 pounds to 154 pounds. So for him to be considered normal, he would have to lose 9 pounds, which is crazy. So this would be an option for them to use it. BMI is, it's worldly known, but it's obviously not very accurate at all. He's not overweight. There's no indication of that at all. He's just a lot of muscle in a little package. So what kind of system would they use instead of BMI? It would have to be accurate. They need some sort of accurate system to get everyone included without ripping people off. And honestly, there is no way to create a plan that is that accurate. There's no way to say, if you weigh this much, they would have to say, well, you weigh this much, you have to pay this. Other than that, there's not really an accurate way, and even then, it's not that great of a thing. And even then, some airlines, they already require extremely obese people to purchase an extra seat if, according to them, it encroaches on other people's space. So if you are extremely obese and you sit in one seat and you have parts of your midsection that are flowing into the other seat, they require that you purchase that seat. I feel like that should be enough. If it shouldn't be done by weight. Like, that's already embarrassing and hurtful to people who have weight problems. Let's not make it any worse. Also, legally, you cannot discriminate against somebody because of their race, because of their religion, because of their sexual orientation, or because of their gender. So why would we start by discriminating against people of a different weight? To me, that is just as illegal, and it should be just as illegal as discriminating against somebody who is African American or Hispanic or white or gay or straight or Catholic or Muslim or anything else. We're not allowed to do that. So why should we say, well, you're fat, so you can't have these certain rights, or so you have to pay extra because you're larger, or you're skinny, so now you get all these great discounts. Like, that's not fair. There is one airline that we know of that goes according to this policy. The Samoa Air, they charge according to your weight. So they charge between $1 and $4 per kilo, which is 2.2 pounds. But Samoa has a huge obesity problem. There's a serious, most people in that region are very obese. However, though, this is not a major airline company. They are a very small company with 12 passenger planes. So weight is a huge factor when they're flying. And these planes are just used to island hop in the South Pacific. They don't go that far. And according to theweek.com, passenger and baggage weight account for a much larger proportion of takeoff weight than bigger airplanes. So with this company, all of the weight of taking off in such a small plane, it causes them to use much, much more gas and a lot more energy and things to take off, which is more expensive for the company. Therefore, they just charge people flat per weight. However, if major airlines were to take part in a practice like this, lawsuits would be incredible. People could start filing immediately for being discriminated against because they could say, well, you called me fat, so now I'm going to sue you for millions of dollars. And it's going to cost them a ton of money because everyone who's going to have to pay extra is going to sue because that's the kind of world we live in. Also, on the flip side of that, people can sue the airlines for causing them to lose weight unhealthily or causing bad self-image and poor self-esteem because they felt like they had to be skinny in order to receive a cheaper price on a plane ticket. And again, that's just the kind of world we live in where people are extremely greedy and they are going to do everything they can to find a way to get somebody else to pay for them. So in conclusion, major airlines would never change their seating policies to this. If you look it up, that they already know it's bad for business. It would never happen. They would never change their policies to include someone's weight because of it. But sadly, they have seriously considered it because it would greatly increase their profit margins. Theoretically, I see that as a huge problem. Because you should never put a price on somebody's dignity. And that's basically, to me, that's what they're doing. And it's their greed. Like, we're going to save a few bucks here, so let's be rude and unacceptable is basically the way that I look at it. The thought of that isn't just rude, but there's no accurate way to make a price scale, so they can't accurately do this. But thankfully, they know that major companies know that they would be spending so much more money on lawsuits than they would the millions that they would be saving. They'd be spending that and more on lawsuits. So luckily, this will never be a policy that's put into practice. But I still think that it's sad that it was something that was ever considered in the first place.